Exactly. So source, RE, means again, right? So it is again from the place it came. Source, well, who is source?
I am.
I am. I am. So money is what?
Me.
Is you. Money is you. Money itself is a resource. It is you again. You are it is a creation of the what? Of the creator, right? You are the creator, right? So money is a resource. It is an expression of the source. The source is I am. So when you remodel, right? When you build a new home, that's a model home, right? When you fix it, when they say, "Oh, I'm fixing my home," what do they call that?
Remodeled.
Remodeling or remodel, right? You're doing again what you did the first time. So if you create it, if it is a creation of the creator, that means you created money. So if there's $1 trillion out here in the world, let's say, obviously there's more, but if there's $1 trillion, who created it?
Me. I am.
I am created it. So then who is the owner of that, of the $1 trillion?
I am the
I
creator of money.
I am. So then if I am is the owner of $1 trillion, how can I am be broke?
It can't.
I am can't.
I am can't. So then when humanity says I am broke, what are they saying?
That I am is broke. Or that they're broke.
So what does that mean?
They're not aware of money. They're not. They're
not
aware of being broke.
That they don't know who they are.
They don't know who they are.
Okay.
If you are broke, you don't know who you are. That's not a value judgment. Because broke is also relative, right? Meaning if Jeff Bezos woke up and said, I have $2 million, do you think he would feel rich?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
No, not at all.
That's like pennies to him.
Right.
Right.
Right. So him. So him, who is him?
I am.
Him is I am. So how can it be pennies to I am and wealth to someone else? What is that telling you?
One of them is aware of who they are, and the other one isn't.
Well, so I am $2 million is pennies to some. I am $2 million is wealth to someone else. So I am is the common denominator of the pennies and the wealth. So then all it is an expression of your awareness. It's an expression of your intensity, the intensity of your awareness in something. So like if you were to get in your car, Latoya, and you and you you had the music on and it was at this level. And then Sarita got in the car and she's like, "Oh girl, that's my song. Turn it up." It's the same song. It's the same song, but you're listening to it on different levels of intensity, a different volume, right? And so some people can listen at it at this level because that's where they are right then. They don't early in the morning, or their head is hurting, or that's not their favorite song, but it's just their station, or it's just the song before their favorite song, and they just have it on till their song comes on. But the point is, when both people are in the car, they're both experiencing the same song, but they're experiencing different levels of intensity, different levels of awareness. And based on your level of awareness, that's what your experience and your expression is. So I am is pennies and I am is, but I am is both. So I am is not necessarily pennies or wealth, it's both. It's not good or bad, right or wrong. It's just an expression of awareness. How aware are you of being who you are? And who do you think that is? And based on who you think that is your level of expression. That is what is happening in your physical experience. It's just the physical reflection. It is the resource. How much you have of money as a resource is based on how aware you are of being the source. That is why when Sarita said, I only get checks in the mail, who created the check?
I am.
Talk to anybody. She didn't ask anybody. She couldn't print the check herself, not from the US Treasury. Right? Otherwise, you're going to jail, right? For a long time. Right? You're going to jail. So then how did that happen? How did Latoya get $100 by giving the $20 back? What was the common denominator? I am what they told themselves. What they told themselves, but what made them tell themselves that? In those moments, they were aware of who they were being. They were aware that they had a choice, that they could tell themselves something, and that if they did, it would be what they said. Because what does the book say? You shall declare and decree an end. You shall declare and decree a thing, and it will come to pass. You declare the end from the beginning. Isn't that what they both did? Sarita said, I only get checks in the mail. I'm going to get one, and she got one. Latoya said, I'm going to get this, and she got that. She got to make up the rules. You making up all the rules. You're the creator. You're always making up the rules. But you know what you tell yourself instead? Instead of telling yourself, I'm going to get a check in the mail, you say, I'm going to get another job. I'm going to work overtime, which is nothing wrong with them. Anybody knows me I know to work. I love to work. I love to be busy. I love to get out and do things. I love to feel positive and productive. For me, I love to get out and do things. So I have a hard time sitting down until it's time. But when it's time, I go all the way in with it. I'm out, sleep, just gone. Right. But I love to move. I love to be up. I've been up this morning, went to the gym and charged the car, did all kinds. I've been up. Right. But the point, so anybody knows me loves that, knows that I love to be busy. But the point is that both of those ladies gave us an experience that talked about they decided they were going to get some money. Neither one of them had said, they didn't say, I'm going to get a job to do it. I'm going to work overtime to do it. I got to know somebody to do it. Decided that I did this. Latoya gave the money back and said, I'm going to get $100 for giving this back. She got it. Sarita said, I'm going to get checks in the mail. She got it. Neither one of them could have created how they got it. Neither one of them knew how they were going to get it as far as what it was going to look like, but they decided that this was what it was going to be. And they got it. So if you can decide to do that, then why don't you decide to do that? Why don't you, then if you actually have a choice and you've proven it, proof. And what does it say? The Lord is no respecter of persons. The law, your awareness, consciousness, I am. Your awareness of being is no respecter of persons. What it did for them, it will do for you. But it does for them because it does for them according to them. It's according to your faith, be it unto you, or according to the facts and the things that you choose to be true. So goes your experience. That's how they got what they got. But most of us will say, well, I have to do this. So instead of listening, so they both got what they wanted. Why did they both get what they wanted? What's the common denominator between both of them? So let me go back a little bit. Latoya, real quick, tell your story so that other people who weren't here can hear it, because I want you guys to see something. And then Sarita, I'll come to you.
So I was in Kroger and I was at checkout and I saw somebody had gotten $20 cash back and it was like literally just hanging out the machine. And instead of holding on to it, I gave it to the cashier because I didn't want to go to jail or be on the news. And when I told my kids about it, they said that they would have kept the money. And I told them because I kept the money, I gave the money back, I was going to receive the money back tenfold. And then I said, let me be more specific. I'm going to get $100 because I gave this $20 back. And they doubted. Well, one doubted. And I told her, I was like, look, it's going to happen faster than you know it because the last time it happened in less than 2 days. Less than 12 hours later, I had $100 gift card sitting in my email. And my mother called me at 6 o'clock in the morning to tell me about it.
Right. Okay, Sarita.
So I was talking to someone and I told him, I said, I don't go to the mailbox that often, but when I go, I only get checks in the mail. So I went to the mailbox this morning, hadn't been since last week. And when I went there, I had a check in the mail from the Department of Treasury, $468.
So they both said what they were going to get, and they both got it. What's the common denominator between what is the common denominator between both of those?
They chose.
They
Okay.
decided too.
Okay. What isn't present?
There's no doubt,
Doubt, worry.
Fear.
They're
no,
not questioning.
no
They're not
Not if.
needing to
questioning.
do anything for it.
Other. There's no other. Whether you want to talk about doubt, fear, but guess who else isn't present? Your friends, your cousin, your spouse, your brother, your sister. You didn't ask anyone else's opinion. You didn't consider anything or anyone outside or beside yourself. You chose. The book tells you over and over, according to your faith, be it unto you. There is never a we or a they. There's never a we or they, but you keep bringing we and they in there, which is how you end up with nothing. Because we and they bring their own thought into your thing. They bring their own thought into your thing. So now you have to deal with not only your thought, but their thought. Both of them kept it to themselves. Until you get good at this, keep your mouth closed. Be quiet. Tell it to yourself. Stop trying to tell everybody everything. Stop trying to convince everybody of everything. Stop trying to include everybody in everything. People don't always understand, and they don't need to. It's not their life. I have a daughter. Love my daughter all the way through and through, but I can't digest for her. I can't blink for her. I can't cry for her. There's still a level of detachment that cannot be overcome. She's her own individual person. So she has her own individual way of processing things, thinking things, doing things, being things, right? So that's her. But if I want something, even if it's on behalf of her, I will tell me that I'm the person who has this experience about her or with her or for her or from her, whatever else it may be. I want her to be a certain level of student. So I support her in that way. And I talk to her about her grades, but I can't do the work for her. I can't sit in there and pay attention for her. I can't get her to class for her. There's certain things I can't do. So, but what I can do is choose to think what I think about the situation. And the same thing as checks in the mail, or the same thing as I'm going to get $100 back. It's the same thing. The principle is the same. I always get what I want. So she's going to be the type of version, she's going to be the version of student I want her to be. I won't know any other version of her. It's my life. I only know what I know. The version of life that she's living is her own version. So in her life, maybe she's a C student. I don't know. In my life, she's a straight A student. That's proven to be true. Final just finished. That's a fact. But that's not something I tell her every day. That's something that I tell me every day. And I expect to see that, but not because I make her do this or do that, but it's because I expect to see that. Just like Sarita couldn't make the U.S. Treasury print out a check, right? Like Latoya can't make somebody send an email, but you don't have to make anything. Creation's finished. You already made it. It's just, but when they said something, when you guys talk about they chose or they decided, they chose or decided what? What do they choose or decide?
It is finished.
Essentially, which means what?
I agree.
They chose or decided what?
I
Their
agree.
life. Their life. Choose your mind, choose your life. That's the only thing I could think of.
They decided to be. I am that. Period. You decided to be. This is who I am. So because of this, who I am, this is how it is. Things are as you are. The things that you talk about outside of you are just like money. They are resources. They're you again. You're always dealing with you. Always. It may not always look like it, feel like it, sound like it. Like you're always dealing with you, whether it is in the circumstance or how you respond to a circumstance. Always. When Jesus was in that boat and the disciples were in there and they thought they were going to surely drown. Well, Was it Jesus' fault that the winds and waves were there in the boat and they thought they were gonna drown? No. So the circumstance, it wasn't about the circumstance being it wasn't about the circumstance being his fault. It was about the circumstance being his opportunity. How else do disciples know you're like that until the situation comes up that they can't manage and they look to you and see if you can? And when you wake up and say, peace, be still, then what do they say? Whoa, even the winds and waves obey this person, this being, this mind. How do people know that you're like that until a circumstance comes up for you to be like that? So the circumstance isn't always your fault. We always look at whether something's a fault or not, and we miss the opportunity. There's an opportunity to say, hey, I am who I told you I am. But until this situation, you may have believed it, you may have not believed it. Well, I'm not sure. Well, you're sure now, aren't you? Because all of you said you're going to drown before you woke me up. So you can't change it now. You woke me up because you knew you were going to drown. So it was an opportunity, right? It was an opportunity to be. So Sarita, whoever you were talking to, guess what they got to see? You being. Latoya, guess who they got to see? Your kids got to see you being. They got to see that you are who you say you are. Your disciples, the people that you are teaching through your example, get to see. But the only reason you could not the only reason, but I'll say for this case, the only reason they got to see that is because you chose and you decided to be, and you didn't involve them. You weren't taking orders and taking opinions and seeing what everybody else. Well, what does your professional expertise tell you, and all the other stuff? I say you end up with nothing, because it's according to your faith be it unto you. It's not according to what everybody else's opinion, what they think, how they feel. Now, if they woke Jesus up and said, "Wow, the winds and waves, man, yeah, I guess we're a goner," then what? Or, hey, guys, do you think I can tell the winds and waves to stop doing it? What do you think they would have said? No, because if they thought that it was possible, they would have did it themselves. So what do you think they're gonna tell you? No. So then guess what? Everybody's gonna drown because you listen to people who couldn't do any better when you can. So checks in the mail you can do that with anything. I always get my money back. If I do that, you can do that with anything. But we use the same power. We use it for mid stuff, for mediocre stuff, for mild stuff. You know what? I have $20 back. This is gonna get me another shift of overtime. When you could just get the money instead of you having to work and put that labor on your back and on your butt, be away from your kids or your significant other, or be away from your house. You could just be like, oh, I'm gonna get this $100 another way. Latoya didn't go to work for it, didn't ask nobody for it, didn't trick anybody for it, didn't get a loan, didn't literally said, this is what's going on. Because I did this, this is gonna happen. Sarita said, because I'm thinking this is gonna happen. And I'm telling you that all of you, all of us, all of we can do the same thing. But we use the same power for stuff that doesn't even have any meaning or any value. We use it to get another job. We use it to get another shift. We use it to get something that we really don't want, but we think this is what we have to do to get it. But who made that choice? You made that choice. You decided to be something else. They decided to be what they wanted. They picked and chose what they wanted. And they got what they picked and chose. So it wasn't like, so then who chooses? Who chooses in your life? Who do you think that is? But since a lot of times, so often we do it in ignorance, right? We do it immaturely. Our mind hasn't grown and expanded enough to be aware of who we are, therefore what we say and everything else. We pick other things. Oh, I'm gonna give this $20. Well, I'm a good person. Why? When you can get $100 back for it. She didn't steal from anybody, rob anybody, hold anybody to gunpoint. Somebody called her excitedly to say, look what you got. Sarita got what she wanted. She didn't hold a man at gunpoint. She didn't go into the treasury, guns and blazing like this heat or some kind of other stuff, or set it off. She decided, I am the creator. Money is mine. Money is my resource. It is me again. I'm the creator of money, and I'm using money as a source, but as a resource of me, as a source of me. It is an expression of me. Money is an expression of you. When they decided to be, didn't they get what they said? So how could it not be an expression of them? How could it literally not be them in physical form? It's the word made flesh. What do you guys say? First person said a tool. It is. But who created the tool? So the creator of the tool knows how the tool works. So those two ladies in that moment were owners. They were thinking like they're supposed to think. And so they used the tool called money as the owner of it. So it's like a mechanic using a wrench. It's like a plumber using a wrench. If when you know who you are and how this thing works, you use it to express yourself, to solve something, fix something, create something, build something, whatever it is you want to do with it. They decided, okay, since I am the source, right, and I created money, money is a resource. It is basically me again. So if I'm the creator of it, creator of all of it, that means I have all of it. That means I am all of it. So then, however large or small my awareness is, that's how much I have. That is how often it comes. That is how hard or easy it comes. It's literally an expression of you. Literally. Why do you think if somebody printed it that it's not? Who do you think made the printing press? What do you think? The person who's running the printing press, what is their name? Same as yours. I am. Same as yours. There's no part of this equation that doesn't involve you. That's why all they had to do was decide. They didn't have to know anybody. They didn't have to call anybody, rob anybody, fix anybody, tell anybody. They didn't have to do anything. They decided, they made a choice, and it was decided to be the person this happens to. You can do that with anything and everything. And in fact, you always are. Just most of the time in ignorance and unawareness and lack of awareness. So we don't attribute our outcomes to our awareness, but that's the only thing that ever creates an outcome is awareness. That's why it says in the book, no man receives anything unless it be give it to him by his Father in heaven. Humanity doesn't receive anything that God doesn't give. And God is I am, your awareness of being, your consciousness, your awareness of being. Whatever you're aware of being, that is what your humanity is getting, receiving, experiencing. Nothing happens outside of that. Nothing happens different than that. They just proved it. That's just two completely different examples. Just proved it. You don't have to work hard for money. You don't have to be stretching out you don't have to do that. You can, but you don't have to. They proved that you don't have to. But part of their proof was just deciding, choosing to be, and keeping other out. A lot of times we're not far enough along to be able to tell people everything. Because as soon as somebody tells you something you don't want to hear, it takes you off. It takes you off. Now all of a sudden you're like, well, man, well, you just killed yourself. You just messed your own thing up. But we tell people why, because we're always looking for validation. We're always looking for support. We're always looking for proof. We're always looking for somebody to believe what we believe so we can believe it. Isn't that crazy? We're looking for somebody to believe what we believe so that we can believe it. So until they believe it, we don't believe it. But we say we do, but we don't. That's why we want them to believe it. And so you spend all your time arguing with them, trying to convince them. You spend all your time trying to hope that, well, what about now? Well, what do you think? Well, why don't you support me? Why should they? You don't need them to. You don't need them to support you. You don't. You would like them to, but a lot of times people aren't in the position to support you the way you want. They're not. And that's not you don't need them to. You decide, you choose what you want. And you be that choice. I am that. I only get checks in the mail. All right, well, when I go to the mail, then what is my expectation? It's what it is, right? Hey, I'm going to get this money back. I'm going to get $100 back. She got it? How can, does anybody think it was luck? Would it have happened if they didn't say it? How did they get exactly what they said and it not be based on them? You're always getting everything you say. But a lot of times we're the walking dead. We're saying things unconsciously. With a lack of awareness, we're not realizing what we're saying all the time. What we're telling ourselves, what we're believing to be true and fact. And we base everything on the outside and none of it on the inside. And the two people today that base it all on the inside saw it on the outside. And just like we talked about earlier, the best thing about that is, what does it say? Test yourself and see. Don't you know that Christ is in you? The power and the wisdom of consciousness of God is in you. The ability and the wisdom, the know-how is in you to produce anything in your physical experience. It's already created. It's not about you. It's not about you chasing. It's not about you trying. It's about you being. It's about your being. This is not about you being something different. This is about you being who you are. Who you are. You're not trying to be something different. You have to stop being different than who you are. Your default, your nature is correct. Who you think you've been is incorrect. So you're using who you think you've been to try to fix who you think you've been. And that's not going to get you to who you actually are. You are I am. That's it. Everything else is an expression of who you are. It's not you. It's an expression of who you are. So when I say you are money, I'm saying that you are the awareness that created the concept of it, that created the tool of it, that called it currency, right? That created it, right? You're not the paper. It's just paper. Before, back in the day, it was gold and silver. Then it was cattle and land, and right? It's just an exchange. But who is selling and who is buying? If two people are doing a deal, who is selling and who is buying? Who is that?
I am and I am.
Correct. So then who is it?
I am.
I am. It's two bodies, but one mind. Right? What does it say? Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. One God, in all, above all, and through all. So you think the deal went bad because they didn't like you? No, the deal went bad because you don't like you. Whatever you ascribed and attributed to them is what you are thinking about you. Why would you think they don't like you? Why would you tell yourself no one? Why would you tell yourself they don't like you? And even if that were true, why would you care? You don't need them. Latoya and Sarita just proved that. You can get money without asking anybody. You can have health without asking anybody. You can have success without asking anybody. You don't need people the way you think you need them, but you think you need them because you don't know who you are, so you don't know who they are. Everyone outside of you, and starting off with your body, but everyone outside of you is a tool. That's all they are, is a resource. They're you in another physical form. Because you are not a physical body, you are consciousness. Just like you are I am, they are I am. They're describing themselves the same way you are. Right? In the beginning, I am. Now they'll add Veronica onto it or Mona onto it or Leslie, but at the beginning, we're all saying the same thing. That's the common denominator, because that's who we really are. Sarita is just a resource. It's just a tool that I am uses to express itself. Just like a wrench is nothing but a tool for a mechanic or a plumber to express itself. So yes, it is necessary. That's why you built it. That's why you created the body or created the wrench or created money. It is a necessary thing based on the experience you want to have. But there's only one I am. There's only one God. There's only one Lord. There's only one thing that should be worshipped. And that's I am. That's not your humanity. I am is consciousness. It's not male, female. It's not black or white. It's not a Republican or a Democrat. It's just consciousness. It's not your ego mind, which is basically the part of your mind that holds your identity together. It's not that. That's for your humanity. That doesn't go with you after you walk out that body. Your ego mind goes down with the body, stays right there with it. Only consciousness rises out of the body. And consciousness is I am. Right? So you have to first understand, right, that you were before all of this. You were before money. I am. In the beginning, I am. Created the heavens and the earth. So money is a creation, just like someone said. So you were before the creation. So then how can you be without the thing you created? That means you got robbed. Somebody robs you. You don't even know it. Or somebody's stealing, or something is happening. Something is incorrect. How can you be without the thing you created? How can you be without the thing that you're the owner of? It's not possible. The only way that can actually happen is you forget that you're the owner. And when you forget that you're the owner, now you start begging. Now you do what a non-owner of something does to the what it thinks the owner is. Hey, can I come in your house? Can I come in your store? Is the store open yet? Can I borrow $2? Can I have this? Can I? You have to say, can I? May I? Please, because you're not the natural rightful owner of that. You don't have a right to take that. So if you don't know who you are, then you feel the same way about money, or you feel the same way about health, or you feel the same way about success, or you feel the same way about anything that you don't realize that you're the owner of. You act like you're not the owner. That is your sin. That is your error in thinking. That is why you're missing the mark. That's what sin means, missing the mark. It's an error in thinking. So you repent. It means you radically change your mind. You step back and say, oh, wow, I have this concept wrong. I'm not thinking about this properly. I am the creator of all things, and creation's finished. So everything is right here, right now, ready and waiting for you as it stands right now. It's waiting for you. But it's waiting for you as I am, not you as Veronica. Veronica didn't make anything. Humanity doesn't make anything. Humanity only assembles things and calls it creation. Assembling meaning you have an idea and you put it together with your hands. The idea is I am. Your body is just assembling what's in its mind. And so that's not creation. That's like me tracing a picture. That doesn't make me an artist. All you're doing is assembling in humanity, putting together what's in your mind. I am is consciousness. That is where all things come from. That's where all of creation comes from. All you're doing is putting something together that's based in your mind. Without the idea in your mind, your hands don't move. Whether it's to go to the bathroom, go to the store, or create a painting. Consciousness precedes everything. I am is before all the heavens and the earth. Before the heaven you love and the hell you hate, I am was before all of it. The good time you have it and the bad time you have it, I am was before all of it. You can only have the time when I am present. You can't have that time without I am. Without your consciousness, without your awareness. So the time you're having is based on the awareness you're possessing in that moment. Who do you think you are? Who do you think that is, right? Vanessa, will you go to slide 1? The first, show you guys something. No, that's 3. Not that one. That one. All right. Prime example. This is what we do to ourselves. Prime example. Okay. So let's see. So Sarita, we read verse 13 and 14, please.
Yes, sir. When Jesus came to the region of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, who do people say the Son of Man is? Keep going.
Yeah, 14.
Okay. They replied, some say John the Baptist, others say Elijah, and still others, Jeremiah or one of the prophets.
Perfect. Okay. Let's see here next.
I'll volunteer, read.
Go for it.
All right, you said 15?
15 and 16.
He said, but what about you, he asked. Who do you say I am? Peter answered, you're the Messiah, the Son of the living God.
Okay. Let's see here. Who's next? I need verse 7.
I volunteer Sparkle Bailey.
I was gonna take her and go next.
Go for it. 17 and 18.
Jesus replied, blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it.
Okay. So what did all that mean? Will you scroll back up, please? What did all that mean?
He is to who, like, so when he asked, who do they say I am? Whoever you say he is who he is to you, is what I took from it. So if they believe he's if they believe he's I am and he's the higher source, then that's who he is. It's like whatever you thinking, whatever you say is what it is. So that's what I took from it.
Karen,
Present.
who is he?
He is I am, the Almighty.
So, Sarita, when you're saying whoever you think he is, I'm going to use. I don't. I'm not saying you meant it this way, but I'm going to use you. Here's the mistake people make. When you say he, who are you talking about?
I am.
Right. So he is.
I am.
So that and I am is
You.
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 So when you say he, you're saying other. I'm not saying you literally. I'm showing you what people miss. You're saying other. So you're saying he. So when you're saying he, when you say, if I said to you, Sarita, where's my boy at? You would say he is, and you would start looking because you're not talking about you. So if you're not talking about you, what does it make you do? You start looking around. Right. Because you're going outside of yourself now. He is you. So when Jesus is talking about who do you say I am, he's literally talking to him with a mirror going like this. And he's pointing back to you saying, who do you say I am? And you keep looking at the mirror talking about he. You're looking past yourself talking about he. You're looking past yourself out in the mirror and he's talking, look back at you. Right? So break this down. So what does it say? Peter declares that Jesus is the Messiah. Peter. What does that name mean?
Consciousness?
Okay, no. Peter means rock. So Peter means, right? So we're going to go into it so we understand it. And it's good. Thank you for whoever said it. Perfect. Because I want you to understand what you're reading. If you don't know what you're reading, you understand what they're trying to tell you. Right? Peter means rock. So it's saying that Jesus is the Messiah. So when Jesus came, right? Jesus, right, what is Jesus? What is the personification of that mind? What does that represent?
The Messiah.
Which is okay. Which is what?
The Savior.
Your higher mind.
Okay, the Savior, right? Which is your higher mind. So your higher mind is your Savior. Your awareness of being is your Savior. So where in the hell are you looking? What are you looking for? Where are you looking? Why are you going out there if it's your mind? Has anybody ever looked outside and saw their mind? Anybody ever found it in a grocery store somewhere? You left it on the couch at your house? Anybody ever done that? No, you can't. It's in you. It's yours, right? Your higher mind, right? Your awareness, your I amness of being. So when Jesus came, he asked his disciples, who are your disciples?
12 minds, 12 disciplines.
Basically, the 12 disciplines of your mind, the 12 aspects of your mind that must be disciplined. Discipline means to teach daily. That's why the disciples weren't disciples until Jesus came. And every day at that point, he was with them every day because he's teaching them how to act, how to move. But each one of the disciples have different names because there are different aspects of consciousness, how your mind works. Right? So it's talking about that. So then it says, okay, so he asked his disciples. So then who is Jesus talking to?
Flesh, the human.
Okay. What does that mean?
To the disciples in this respect, right? Like in this.
Who were the disciples?
The disciplines.
Of what?
Of mine.
Whose?
Mine.
So then who is he talking to?
Himself. Me.
Himself. This story is about you talking to you. You're always asking yourself, what are you always asking yourself?
Who am I?
Who am I? And what does it say? Who do people say the Son of Man is? Right? You're talking to yourself. But it's putting it in story form. So it's making it look like it's out there. But it's putting it out there so you can see how you talk to yourself. It's putting it out there in story form so that you can see what's going on inwardly. You're always saying, who am I? You're asking your mind, and your mind is like, well, but Jesus, your higher mind has to be in charge. Because your human mind doesn't know. What does your human mind say? Some say John the Baptist. Some people say you're Republican. Some people say you're black. Some people say you're a man. Some people say you're a Mason. Some people say you're a Democrat. Some people say you're a 5%er. Some people say that you're a vegan. Some people say that you're a parent. Some people say, your human mind will tell you 50 things. But it will never tell you the one truth, the only thing that matters, because it doesn't know itself to be that. So what does it say? Some say John the Baptist. Others say Elijah. Still others say Jeremiah or one of the prophets. But what about you? What about you? Who do you say I am? Who do you say you are? Who do you say I am? When you say I am, who do you think that is? What do you think that is? Who do you say you are? But what about you? Your higher mind is always, what about you? Who do you say I am? Right? And Simon Peter said what? Somebody read it. What does it say? Simon Peter said what?
You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God.
So then, who are you?
The Messiah, the
I
Son of
am
the
the
living
Messiah. Yeah.
Yes.
I am.
Or do you know that on Tuesday? Do you know that when the bills come? Do you know that when you're walking through the grocery store? Do you know that when you're driving down the street? Do you know that when you bump your leg on the table? Do you know that when your kids make you mad? When your spouse makes you mad? Do you know that? Do you remember who you are? Do you? And has anybody ever told you that? That you're the Messiah, the Son of the living God? Anybody ever told you that? I know nobody told me that. I know I was told I was a sinner. I'm black. I'm a male. I'm 1,000 different. Nobody ever told me that. And Jesus replied. So Simon Peter said, you are the Messiah. Right? Son, expression of the living God or awareness. You're an expression of I am. Didn't Sarita and Latoya become an expression of I am? Didn't that money come? When they decided to be the person who had money, whose checks come in the mail, or who gets $100 back for what they did, when they beat it, in my best English, when they beat it, when they decided to be the person this happens to, didn't that thing happen? Because it's about being. It's not about wanting, wishing, needing, hoping, liking, praying. It's about being. Being. You are the Messiah, Son of the living God. You are the expression of awareness, of I am. right? Vanessa, will you put that back up, please? Thank you. So as soon as Simon Peter said that, Jesus, the higher mind, right? Put Jesus back up in here again. The higher mind said what? Said what?
Blessed are you.
Blessed are you. Did it say wrong? Did it say, that's not right? Did it say, no, you're a sinner? Did it say, oh, you're never going to make it? Who do you think you are? What are you talking about? What do you mean? Oh, that can't be you. You didn't pay your tithes last week. I don't really know. Your membership's not really still. No, your credit's bad. No, your SAT score really wasn't that high. No, you don't have a degree. Oh, don't you have diabetes? Oh, it didn't say any of that. When it said, I am the Messiah, Son of the living God, your higher mind does what? What does blessed mean?
You got it.
Huh?
And it is so. You got it. Wish granted.
Yeah, it means, yes, essentially. You're forming a covenant. It means blessed means to sprinkle blood. It means it was a ceremonial act to consecrate a ceremony. It was like, okay, I'm basically vouching for you. We have an agreement now. We have a covenant. It's like a blood oath. So Jesus says, I now have a blood oath with you. You're right. You and I are thinking the same way. Now we're on the same page. Simon, son of Jonah. Bar in Hebrew means son. Simon Bar Jonah. Simon, son of Jonah. And what did it say? For this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood. Your ego human mind will never tell you this is the truth. It doesn't know itself to be that. It only knows itself to be Sarita. That's the name attached to it. It doesn't know itself to be that. It can't tell you that you're a Messiah, that you are the Messiah, Son of the living God, that you are that. It can't tell you that. It doesn't know. It keeps trying to convince you that you're just this little light of mine that I'm going to let shine whenever as long as the batteries last. It doesn't tell you that you are the thing that you're praying to. That's the only reason you can pray to it. That's the only reason you have a hotline to it. Other kids in the city can't just call your house and be like, yeah, can I come eat, spend the night, and things like that just because they saw you. They're not related to you. You're not going to pick up the phone and do that for them like that. So the only reason you have a hotline to heaven, so to speak, is because the same person you're calling is the same person you're being. But your humanity will never tell you that this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood. Your higher mind is saying, I understand why you wouldn't know that humanly. I understand that. It's not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven, right? My Father is what? What is that?
I am.
I am. In heaven, where is that?
In me.
Within.
Within. In me. In you. Your awareness in you reveals that you are the Messiah, Son of the living God. Your ego, your humanity, your human mind can never tell you that. It doesn't understand that. It doesn't know itself to be that. But your awareness that is governing this whole situation says, this is who you are. And you have to pick which one that you want to express yourself as. Do you want to be this flesh and blood thing and that's all you are and that's what it is? Well, then that's why we get all the things we get. We get all the wars, we get the Republicans, we get the Democrats, we get all the fleshly arguing, so to speak. Everybody's jockeying for position. It's Black Friday. We act like Black Friday is one day a year. Black Friday is every day. Everybody's jockeying for position. Everybody's trying to get their spot. Let me get there. Let me hurry up and get it. Let me do it. I'm not going to tell them that. I'm not going. Everybody's trying to figure out a way to get over, get through, hustle, scram. Everybody's trying to grind and everybody's trying to do their physical human thing because that's what they think they are. That's not who you are. But your ego, your human mind will never tell you that. And it's not supposed to. It doesn't know itself to be that. It's not hating it or hiding it. It just doesn't know itself to be that. But your higher mind, the parent, has to take control. You have to tell your kids, like, look, we're going to eat these vegetables tonight. This is the truth. You're not going to be sitting up here eating this pie and this ice cream and everything like that, and then come to me later on the night with your stomach hurting. No, I'm not about to do that with you. Somebody has to take control of the experience. That is what your awareness of being is. So when Sarita and Latoya in this example took control of the experience, look what they got. They didn't wait around to see. They didn't say, does anybody think it's okay? Hey, I got a great idea. What do you think? No, I decide. I choose. This is what it is. And things according to my faith, be it unto me. Not your faith or their faith or his faith or the church's faith or the pastor's faith or the pope's faith. My faith, according to what I choose to be true, will become true. They proved it. In a small example, they proved the absolute truth. Because the principle is the same. You can apply it to, doesn't matter what you apply it to. And then last thing, Vanessa, will you please pull that back up? My Father in heaven, I am in you, tells you that you are the Son, that you're the Messiah, Son of the living God. And what happens? And what does it say? And I tell you that you are Peter. And I tell you that you are Peter. What does that mean? Why is your higher mind saying that?
It's reminding you that you are the rock.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I love it, but no, it's not. No, it is not. And it's perfect, though. I'm glad you know it's no, it is not. What is it? Why is it doing that?
Because other will tell you something else.
Yeah, but we've already established that. Why is it?
Mm-hmm.
Look at verse 16. What is his name?
Simon Peter.
Simon Peter.
And what is it saying in 18?
And I tell you that you are Peter.
So then why is it saying that now? Why is it, what is happening?
In the chat, we have setting the foundation.
The foundation of what? Who is that? If you can talk, come on here. Why is it doing that? Good, this is good. This is good, we're thinking about it. And I tell you that you are Peter. What do you mean? There's only been us two talking. What are you telling me I am Peter? And why are you doing that? It's only us two. And I tell you that you are Sarita. You're going to be like, what? So then why is it happening? In verse 16, what is his name?
Simon Peter.
Simon Peter.
Your higher mind is saying what?
You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God?
In verse 18?
That you're Peter. So isn't it giving it an identity shift? Like,
yes,
we're going to elevate now?
yes,
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
yes. You're no longer Simon Peter. You're no longer Simon, son of Jonah. And I tell you that you are Peter. And Peter means rock, right? I've now changed your identity because you have a new awareness. And a new awareness means a new identity, and a new identity means a new life. You're aware of being something different now than you've ever been. You now understand the truth. You are blessed. We have a covenant. Now you're thinking like me. And I walk on water. I turn water into wine. I tell the winds and waves to sit down and be quiet. We're now thinking alike now. Yes, go ahead.
So when he says in 17, blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, it's like, okay, you're blessed, son. You've been blessed, son of Jonah, for this was revealed by flesh and blood. And then he says, and I tell you, Peter. So is he now, like you said, removing the Simon in that moment? Like, you're blessed. You've been blessed, Simon, son of Jonah. But now you're Peter, on the rock I built my church.
No. What he's saying is When your level of awareness changes, it changes your identity automatically. People would still call you Simon when they saw you, as far as them recognize you, but you're not the same person. Like, that's why I said to you and Latoya, and that's why I had you say what you said on the call, because the first thing I said to you was that you proved something now. Now you know without a shadow of a doubt that you can do what you did. You're different now. You're not the person that you were before that happened. You're not that person anymore because you literally did something that, so now the next time you think about that thing, won't it be easier to do?
Mm-hmm.
Because because now you know you have, what did it say? What did it say? You are Messiah, son of the living God. When you got that check, you basically said, you are the Messiah, son of the living God. You basically proved something. Your awareness shifted to prove something that now you will never be able to forget. You will never be the same after that experience. Because now, whether you ever do it again or not, you cannot say it can't be done. You can't be the same person because now you have experience. It's not theory. It's not, no, it's, I actually did that thing. And no one can say they helped me. No one can say they made me. No one can say, well, that happens to everybody. No one can say, well, I know the person at the treasury too. It means literally your identity has been changed because your awareness has changed. So when your awareness changes, it changes your identity, and then it changes your identity of who you are believing yourself to be. Now for you, because you've done that, you can believe yourself to be something after that that you wouldn't have believed before that. What's reasonable to you changes, right? What you think is possible changes. Because you're like, shit, I did it. We don't have to argue about it. I got proof. I got the check right here. So now I know that I did that. I know that. So that's why he says, when he says, blessed are you, he's saying, okay, now you understand. And because you understand, now you're able to assume a different identity. You have a different level of awareness. You're able to now, it's like you graduated. You graduated. So you're the same person, but you're a different identity. You're no longer an 8th grader. You're a freshman in high school. You're a high schooler. You've moved up. So people could look at you, but you're not going to the same school. Your experience has changed. And that's why I said, and I tell you that you are Peter. It's like he graduated. And Peter means rock. And what did he say? On this rock, I will build my church. So on this foundation, on this truth, you build your life. You build your experience on the truth that you are the Messiah, the Son of the living God. That when you know that you're the Messiah, Son of the living God, you are blessed. You have an agreement. You're in agreement with your higher mind. You and your higher mind are on the same level, same page. That means everyone to say, let that mind that's in Christ be also in you. And you will do all the same works I do and even greater. So if Jesus blesses you and says, okay, we're thinking the same way, we're in agreement, that means everything that Christ can do, you can do. That means you can tell the winds and waves, the circumstance in your life to peace, be still. That's enough. We're not going to do the sick thing, the broke thing, the mad thing, the I'm fired thing, I don't have any money thing, I can't get hired thing, I can't get a raise thing, I got to work myself to death. Yeah, I'm going to tell all that to peace, be still. I'm not going to do that. I'm now going, every time I go to the mailbox, I get checks. If I return some money, it comes back to me, fivefold, tenfold. I am whatever I say I am now, because things are whatever I say they are now. They're not just things that just get to come. Upon this truth, I will build my church. On this rock, I will build my church. We are building our lives based on a foundation of beliefs. But most of them are, I think I'm Elias. I think I'm Elijah. I think I'm this. I think I'm that. I think I'm that. No, you're only one thing. You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God. You are the thing that you're praying to. You are the thing that you're looking for. You are the thing that you're looking at. You just keep looking outside and wondering why you can't see it, because it's like you looking outside for you. But who's looking? You. How can you look outside for the thing who's looking? How do you do that? It's you. But who do you say I am? What about you? Who do you say I am? Who do you say you are? What about you? They'll say you're just Sarita. They'll say, well, you're just a woman, or you're just black, or they'll say you live out there on the East Coast. They'll say you're this. They'll say you're that. Jesus said, okay, cool. But what about you? Doesn't matter what they say. It only matters what Sarita says about her. Who do I say I am? Monique, who do you say you are? It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what he said. It doesn't matter what they say or this. Who do you say you are? That is the foundation you're building your life on. It's either the rock that will stand when the winds and waves beat on it, or it's the sand that will crumble, and great is the fall of it when the winds and waves beat on it.
Monique had her hand up.
Is what you're standing on. I'm sorry?
Monique had her hand up, by
Yes.
the way.
Ooh, I didn't see it.
Well, I think you answered the question. I'm looking for me, because let's talk for real, right? I know this stuff. I've been here since 2022, I think, or 23. I get it every Saturday. I get it. Then on Tuesday, when I open up my Chase app and it says negative, blah, 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 and the rent is due, payroll is due, all of these things, and I'm going back to studying and looking in the mirror and doing my mirror work, and then I open up my Chase app and I look at it and it still say the same thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm doing something wrong. Okay, let me go back to the mirror. Let me go back and read. And then I look at my Chase app and it still says the same thing. This is a constant, like, daily for me. So not what am I doing wrong, but I wanted to say it out loud because maybe somebody else is going through the same thing and they don't want to share. So can you talk to my Chase app?
Right? And so here's the thing. This is why most people, it's not the only place, obviously, church, mosque, whatever. This is why most people will go to, this is why most people love God and praise God, but don't get an answer back. This is why most people go to church and do you know what the difference between since most of you are like an Eagles game and church is for most people? What's the difference between an Eagles game and church? I'm gonna save everybody time. Nothing. Not a damn thing. Nothing. Why? Let me tell you what. The Eagles game. To get into the Eagles game, what do you have to do?
Buy a ticket and have transportation.
Buy a ticket. What's another word? Pay. When you go to church, what do you got to do?
Pay.
You call it tithes. I call it a ticket. We call it pay. When you're in the Eagles game, you're there because it's what?
Fun.
Because it's fun.
Entertainment.
Church, when they're singing and
Fighting.
it is
Fun.
Hypnotic.
Fun. Yeah, it's all of it, right? Fun. We'll just keep it together, but it's all those things. Okay, fun.
Worship.
So then, when after the game is over, do you get to talk to the players?
No.
No. After the church is over, do you get to talk?
Nope.
To the pastor? No. Okay, so then when you walk out of the Eagles game after it's over, what do you have now?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Less money.
Game's over.
Memory.
When you walk out of church, when you walk
You
out of
might
church,
feel good.
have.
Nothing.
What do most people have? How can you tell by Tuesday, what do they got?
Nothing.
By Tuesday, everybody can remember going to the Eagles game, but what do they have now?
A memory.
A memory. Okay, when you walk on Tuesday, you can remember going to church. What do you have now?
Nothing still.
You have a memory, but nothing that's helping right now, right? Why? Because both of them are run the same way. I grew up in it. I'm not mad at it, and I don't have one, so I'm not trying to recruit you to mine. I'm talking about it as a principle. Don't take it personal. I'm not talking about any one of them or any person, but I'm telling you why people go these places every week, and there's still the same people coming out, and there's still the same people on Tuesday. Because to Monique's point, no, I can't talk to your Chase app because it's your app, and I'm not saying you literally, but no, I can't talk to your Chase app. It's your Chase app. The reason why most people's Chase app never changes is because they want the Eagles player to change it. They want the pastor to change it, but it's your app. It's your account. Only you can change your account. It's a reflection of you. It's not a reflection of me. It's a reflection of you. So then who are you? What do we say money is a resource. It is the expression of who it is, you again. Well, who is you? I am. Well, I am owns everything, creates everything. I am was before the creation of heaven and earth. So that means everything that you think you want, you're the one that created it. That's the only reason you want it, because it's yours. But it's not that you're not, it is your insistence that you aren't. It's your insistence that you think you're doing something wrong. It's your insistence that you keep second guessing yourself. It's your insistence that you think you're not who you say you are. And as soon as something, like you said, you're looking, and how do you know? Because you didn't look at your Chase app and say, I'm not Monique. Did you say that?
No.
So then right? Look at Serena's face. She's like, yeah, got you right there. You didn't say I'm not Monique. No matter what your balance on your account says, and I'm using you as a we, not you personally, but I'm using you as a we, right? Because you're asking a question for everybody. You didn't look at your app and say, well, yeah, maybe I'm not Monique. So that means you're choosing your flesh and blood to determine who you are. The thing that you won't change is the thing that won't help you. If you would literally stick to I am as much or more as you stick to Monique, you would have what I am has. Monique doesn't have anything. Monique gets something. Sarita don't have nothing. I don't have anything. As in my humanity, I don't have anything. I only have what is given to me by my awareness of being. Who I am being. That is what Sarita and Latoya struck on. Being. She said, I get checks in the mail, and a couple days later, she got what she said she was. But she said, I didn't check my mail for the whole week. She wasn't going out there looking like, did it come? Am I there yet? You're not out there looking and say, am I Monique yet? Am I Monique yet? Is it okay? No, you know yourself to be. Rain, sleet, snow, broke, rich, it doesn't matter. You are Monique. You are going to hold on. That makes you sane. But you are insane if you think that is true sanity. Okay, what if you change your name and now you're Cheryl? Because people change their name, right? People have changed their name. Okay, so then what happened to Monique? Well, then, so if you can change that, it's like, well, then it's not even a real thing. I am, you can't change that. This is who you are. This is sanity. I am. You are, I am. You are the son of the living God. You are the creator of all things. Money is just a resource. It is you again. You are expressing yourself again in physical form as the creator of this thing, of all things. So I made it. It's mine. I have all of it. I made all of it. So what do I want to express myself as? Okay, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be this. I want to be that. Okay, I am that. I am that. I am that. I am that. I'm being. You're being. I am that. And so if it rains and you're still Monique, then you're I am that. If it's this, I am that. If Monique doesn't change, I am doesn't change. Right? And if you would do that, you'll see everything will change. Because it has to reflect who you're being, not who you're wanting, not what you're liking, not what you're wishing, not what you're hoping, not what you're needing. We've all been there. We've all wished and hoped and felt and needed and wanted something all the time. That's part of humanity. Humanity feels that way because it is not a creative thing. It is a created thing. It's always relying and reliant upon I am, upon the apparent, upon the awareness. Humanity is forever the child, forever. It's always relying upon awareness, upon consciousness, upon what you're believing yourself to be. So when you look outside and you let outside define you, and how do you know you did it? Because then you go back and you try to start doing something. Well, if I read a little bit more, then guess what you're doing? All you're doing is working. You're thinking you're doing the human thing. I got to earn it. How can you earn what you own? Mm. So that house coat you got on right now, that nice color thing you have on, did you pay yourself to wear that this morning?
No.
Right, because you already own it. So what are you going back reading for? What are you going back up? What the hell is the mirror going to do to you? What's it going to do for you? Has it worked? No, because you keep looking outside. And like I said, I'm talking to me. So every time I'm yelling at you guys, I'm talking to me. I'm listening. Trust me. This ain't, I ain't sitting up here like I'm talking to me too. Believe me. You keep looking out there. It ain't out there because what you see out there is a reflection of you. It's only the mirror. Who do you say you are? Some say Elijah. Some say the mirror is going to help. Some say if I read, it's going to help. You keep looking outside for this thing when that thing is actually inside. Who are you? I am this. I am that whether I turn the app on or not. I'm that. I don't care. I'm that. And when you stay that, you'll see your world will shift because it is always reflection of you. It is not happening. It is not independent of you. There is no world without God. There is no world without I am. There is no world. There is no Monique. There is no world. The world you're seeing is based on who Monique is being. Right? So if you Monique every day, you are I am every day. I am what? I'm rich, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm safe. And just like you don't change that, whether no matter what's going on outside, your name, Monique, then you don't change what you're aware of being. And as soon as you can solidify that and stabilize your mind of that, this is what I am, no matter what I see, taste, touch, feel, what you see, taste, touch, and feel will change because it is who you're being. All the checks come in your name, don't they? And you can't cash it unless that's who you are being, who you are. They don't come to pay this to the order of my boy over there who's wishing, hoping, and waiting that maybe he can one day get a this and they don't. That ain't no ID. The bank can't cash that. Who are you? Oh, this is my check. Oh, do you have your ID? Do you have who you're being? They don't care nothing about what you want. You don't have no ID. You ain't getting that check cash. You don't have the right ID. You ain't getting that check cash. Period. It's not emotional. It's not personal. It feels both. When we feel like we're losing, it feels a whole lot of both, but it ain't. Right? So you tell yourself, you sit down like Sarita did, and you sit down like Latoya did, and you make a choice. Who am I? Who do I want to be? Checks on, only time I go to the mailbox, money's in there every time I go. If I find something and I return it, I get it back tenfold in the same day. You choose what it is. Once you choose, you are blessed. Once you choose, you are blessed. You have a covenant agreement. Whatever you desire when you pray, believe you have and you will. It's all about you. Just like Tupac said. Yeah, so I throw everything in there. Didn't even see it coming. I know it. Right? Yeah, it's all about you. This is about who you're being. And the problem is that we either don't make a choice on who we're being because we believe that we have to condition it. Well, I'll believe to be I'll believe I'm rich when I'm a doctor. I'll believe I'm healthy when I get my medication. Well, what are you before then? And so if you're not that before then, how do you think you'll ever be? You will never be because you are not. Here. Sarita made that decision here. Latoya made that decision here. Everything we see in physical form comes from here, whether it's on purpose or accident, meaning whether we meant to or didn't know we realized we were. Everything comes from here, from your awareness of being. Right? But we keep changing it based on the outside. I'm a millionaire. We wake up and the bill comes, and like you said, and we check our account, there's a negative. We're like, well, I guess I'm not. Well, then you're not. Who decided that? We keep letting the outside world that we create with our consciousness dictate what we tell ourselves with our consciousness. And we wonder why the world don't change. It's going to keep repeating. That's why everybody keeps going to church like the Eagles game, and neither one of them are helping you because they're not telling you who you are. You don't get to talk. You don't get to participate at a certain point. You're giving more back out than you're getting back. It's the same thing that's happening in both places. They're no better or worse than each other. They're the same thing. Here you learn who you are. You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God. You are the expression of I am in truth. That's who you are. It doesn't always look like it, doesn't always feel like it, but only your awareness can tell you that. Your ego mind cannot tell you that. And if you listen to your ego mind, it will never tell you. And then you keep waiting for it to tell you. But it can't do that. It's like waiting for your kids to pay taxes for you just because you really need it. That ain't going to happen. Right? So that is how you do it. I am what? Who are you? You choose. Because all it is an expression of yourself. You're not going anywhere to get it. You already are all things. What you're experiencing or expressing in physical form is the things that you're aware of being. So when you say, I am broke, you think you're just saying something in response to an account. No, you're expressing your awareness that created the account. Nothing comes before I am. So then if something came, it came after. If it came after, it came in accordance to. It came to the Rita's check came after she said that. Latoya's money came after she said that. So it came as a result of her being. Everything comes that way. She didn't get the check before she said, oh, only checks come in the mail. Didn't happen for her. But it did as soon as she said it. So her check is the same thing as your account, same thing as my account. This is the way it works. This is the law. This is how it works. Nothing precedes you. No heaven and earth was created before I am. I am creates all things. So I am creates all things as it believes itself to be. So then who are you believing yourself to be? When you say Monique, what does that mean? Who do you believe that's up to? Who do you believe that to be? Well, choose what that is, and it stays more stable than even Monique itself. Monique should change before you change that next part now. So if you ain't going to the court to change your name, don't change anything else unless it's better than that. You are rich. You are prosperous. Above all things, I wish you prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. Above all things, prosper, prosperity, prosper, physical possession, physical ability, right? Money, success. That is talking about prosperity. Prosperity, good health, right? Your physical form, right? Good health. And prosperity, good health, and the prospering of your soul, right? The expansion, the awareness, the expression of your soul, of your identity, of who you really are. So the first one, prosperity, is talking about physical things. It's talking about physical things. God made all things. You're not supposed to have it. Who is the Mercedes for? Who is the nice house for? Who's all their bills paid for? Who is that for? That's you. Above all things, your awareness wants that for the experience. It's not into the check to check thing. Is there just enough grass? Are there just enough water at the beach? Is there just enough stars in the sky? No, you are a prosperous being. That is your nature. We have just identified ourselves as our humanity and think that that this is the way it is. That ain't the way it is, because that's not who you are. But that's the way it is as long as that's who you think you are. Why do you think Jesus changed his name to Peter? That's why. Sarai became Sarah. Abram became Abraham. The H in both of those it means breathe the breath of life in. It's an expression. It's an H. It's a het. Like in Hebrew, it's a het. Looks like a little house. Right? That's an H. It's a het. Right? And so basically it's an expression of something. Oh, you're now expressing something different. So Sarai went to Sarah. She was able to give birth. Abram, the father of many nations, went to Abraham. Right? When you change your awareness and your identity, your life changes. Right? So you change that. Choose something different. You change by choosing, not by working, not by efforting, not by sitting there in the mirror. The mirror can't do nothing for you. Now, I understand why we're doing it, but I want you to understand there's only one God. That's it. There's only one consciousness. There's only one authority. That's you. So if you're looking at the mirror to look back at yourself to remember who you are, that's what you should be doing. Hey, I'm that. I'm that. I know I'm that. I ain't that. I'm that. I'm looking at me. I'm that. I am what I said I am. Checks only in the mail. If I do this, money's coming back. If I do whatever it is, right? Every day you remind yourself. Every moment you remind yourself. I don't mean an affirmation, but you remind whatever it takes for you. But you are that. You are the son of the you are the Messiah. You are the son of the living God. You are prosperous and in good health, even as your soul prospers. You tell yourself over and over and over and over, this is what I am. And I don't care what it looks like. I don't care nobody tells me. I don't care. This is what it is for me. And you will see your world change because that's who you're being. You're now aware of being that. That's why I said, Simon, you're no longer Simon. And I tell you, you are Peter. He didn't say I'm changing your name, but that's what he's saying. And I tell you, you are Peter. Simon dropped off. Son of Jonah dropped off. No, you're Peter now. You're the rock. And the rock is you are the son of the living God. You are the Messiah. That is your foundation. That is the thing that you live on and stand on. So that when the winds and waves and everything of life come beating, you'll be like, nah, I'm still that. And you'll see that the winds and waves will come and they will beat, but you'll be standing. All your needs will be met. All your bills will be paid. You'll still be prosperous. Yeah, there's COVID. Yeah, there's a recession. So what? I'm still rich because I am who I said I am. And if I don't change that, nothing on the outside can change that for me. Only you choose. Right? So it's our belief that we're something different. The default, your true nature is I am. And that is prosperity, abundance, success, wealth, health, rich, everything. Beautiful, amazing, successful. That is I am. Everything else are just experiences we can have, but that's not who we are. You're not a failure. You're not a loser. You're not poor. You're not broke. You're not sick. Those are just expressions of a non-truth. That's why they suck. So they don't feel good. But they're designed to not feel good so that you don't stay there. That's all right. You just like bumper pool. You bounce back. You're like, oh, I went too far. Let me go back. Let me get myself right. Yeah. Shoot, you can. I am right now. I'm rich. That means as soon as you say that, you are. You don't experience it because you don't believe you are. And I don't believe like, oh, I got to believe. No, it means you keep changing your identity because you don't have proof, but you don't realize you are the proof. You're the proof. You keep looking for the proof you are. You're looking back in the mirror at yourself doing mirror work, and you keep saying, who am I? And Jesus said, but who do you say you are? Well, I say you are. It's talking about you. When you say, well, I believe you're the son, I'm the son, you're the Messiah, son of the living God. When you say that in the mirror, Jesus like, ding, 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 and you won. The price is right. Come on down. You got a new car. That's you. Stepping down there to pick up your prize. That's you. And you keep looking in the mirror and looking past yourself, thinking you're talking to something else or somebody talking to you. I am the son of the living God. I am the Messiah. I am the truth. I am the way. I am the life. I'm it. And so as that, this is now how it's going to be. And then you walk away from there. And then if you can't open your app and stay in your lane, then don't open it. But stop looking at it. Stop looking for it to change. You're going to change it by who you're being. And you're going to wake up like Latoya didn't have money and be like, damn, I don't know where that came from. You're going to walk out and something's going to be in the mail. I don't know where that came because it's who you're being. And your awareness has all, it's just like, oh, we're rich now? Well, we got to express that there. Keep the party going. Let's get it on. Right? When you become aware of it being your birthday, doesn't it feel like a different day? Just because you're aware that it's only awareness made it feel different. Right? It's your awareness that changes everything. It's not the thing itself. These days aren't real. None of this real. How can you have, this doesn't even make any sense. How are you going to have New Year? How is it going to be a New Year in January and everything is dead? How is December going to be the 10th month and deca or decimal or decimate is 10? How is it going to be the 8th month in October? How's it going to be the 10th month in October and Octo is 8? Is anybody paying? You don't even know what today is. So my point is, we believe what's real, and it ain't even real. Julius Caesar and Caesar Augustus added 2 more months to the year. That's why we have 12, but it ain't 10. You got here in 10 months. Let's just say full term is 9, 10 months. How's it a whole year for your birthday? How's it 12 months for your birthday? It took you 10 months to get here. Anybody thinking about any of this stuff? It doesn't make any sense. But the whole thing is we believe a whole bunch of stuff that's not even real or true. But we believe it. Based on what? Because somebody told you? But you can't tell yourself something? No, I'm rich. You always have more than enough. Always have more than enough. Everything in your name is always paid up and paid off. In full, on time, every time. With leftovers. You always have more than what you started with. You need to start talking that talk. And tell this is who you are. This is who you are. Nobody else is going to tell you this. Your ego mind, your humanity. Oh, you're not that. Girl, you think too much of yourself. Oh, you do a little bragging. Oh, she's always. What do you care about those people? You ain't praying to them. They ain't your God. Only you are that. Those are your friends, not your God. You are that. And you always remember it. So if you want to go in that mirror, but you make sure you go in there with your mind right. Hey, I'm going to look at that. I'm the Messiah. I want to see what the Messiah looked like. Yeah, hello, that's me. I want to see what the Son of the Living God looks like. That's me. Yeah, I want to see what somebody walking on water looks like. That's me. Somebody turning water into wine. That's me. I want to look at somebody who paid taxes for me and for them. Render unto Caesar's what Caesar's, pay for me and for you. That's me. Tell the winds and the waves to sit down. That's me. So you get in that mirror and start talking with an attitude like you know who you are, and you'll see everything will change because you have changed. But they don't change before you, they change after you. Because your world is not something happening, it's just a reflection of you happening. That's all it is. Your physical world is not a real thing. It's a projection of who you're being. And only you can choose who you're being. Right? This is the thing they don't tell you when you go to church. This is the thing they don't tell you at the Eagles game. They don't tell you who you are. You come in, sit down, listen, can't talk to anybody who's talking to you. They take your money and you go out the same way you came back in. You're excited for a couple hours, and by Tuesday, you ain't got nothing to show for it, but maybe a memory and a lighter account. And it ain't. That's what the Eagles game's for. That's not what church is supposed to be for. But that's what it is for most of it now. And I ain't hating because I don't have one. So I'm not trying to get nobody not to go on. You guys have known me for years. I'm not telling nobody to do nothing. I'm just simply telling you the truth. So that you understand who you are. You are the son of the living God. Nobody tells you what Peter means, do they? Nobody tells you break all these words down so you understand what they're talking. They're talking about you. But we keep thinking they're talking about something else. Others, he, she, it. That's why we pray to others, he, she, it. I tell Veronica all the time, people have more gods than they believe. More gods than they're aware of. Oh, it's COVID. Well, I guess I hope I don't get sick. I wish above all things that you prosper and be in good health. Where the hell did that go all of a sudden? COVID changed that now? Oh, well, you should prosper. Everything you set your hand to prospers. You have the victory in all things. Where did all that go? We start looking to the outside world to decide for us or define ourselves, and you lose every time because it doesn't have anything to offer you. You're in charge. And if you put it in charge, then you might as well have your kids pay your taxes and pay the rent and everything else. Good luck with that. That's not what they're designed to do, right? So we have to make sure we keep that.
So, Sarita had her hand up too.
I know, I saw it. Yes, thank you.
I put it down because I put it in the chat. I was thinking about Monique because every day, every single day, I think about that same thing. And someone put it in context where they was like, when you want pancakes, like you want something, if you want pancakes, when you look at the ingredients, it doesn't look like what you want. When you put it all together, you put the flour, the eggs. For me, I use Kodak now, so all I do is just add milk, so it's a little easier now. But when you're adding those ingredients like eggs, flour, milk, and you put it in the pan with some butter, you got to still flip it. It doesn't look like what you want it to look like in that moment, but that doesn't mean you say, "Oh, this ain't pancakes." You don't say those ingredients aren't pancakes, but when you make them into pancakes, it actually is pancakes. So everything may not look like it's faith come by hearing and hearing by the word of God. So it's that faith aspect that we never stop believing that we're gonna make them pancakes. So we never can stop believing that we're gonna make whatever it is that we want. And I do this daily. This is me saying last week or yesterday it might have been something different, but today I'm making pancakes, and when I make pancakes, it's gonna come out like the pancakes that I wanted. And that's with everything. When I go to that mill, it's gonna be checks on checks on checks. I'm not going every day. When I go, it's gonna be some checks.
It is what you say it is. And you only understand that when you know you are who we tell you are here. We don't tell you you're some kind of human trying to figure it out and work hard and get another job and grind. And no, that's not the way. That's not who you are. That's not your divinity. That's not your true nature. Your ego, your human mind will tell you that you are just this because that's its job to make the human experience. It believes it's human. That is how you have a human. You're having this human experience, but you're in Disneyland. You're not Disneyland. You are in humanity, but you're not human. You are divinity. You are divinity. Experiencing having fun as a human. You are Sarita having fun at Disneyland, but you ain't Disneyland, right? No, you are who you were before you got in. You're still that while you're in, and you're gonna be that when you walk up out of it. That's why you can walk up out of Disneyland because you're not. That's why you can walk up out this body because you're not. Right? That's why it's the same thing. Leaving Disneyland is like leaving this body. This is not a lifetime thing. This is the cross. This is the cross we bear. Right? This is the limitation humanity, this limitation divinity decided to embody for a moment of time. Right? Just to have a different physical experience. But it walks up out of it when it's done. Right? So that's what we have to always remind ourselves and remember we are I am. We're not the other stuff. Everything else is just an expression of that. But when we know who we are, we express ourselves through money, through this, through that, with that, through that, as that. We are all, and there is no other, right? So everything is an expression of you. And so you choose who you're being and express what you want to express as a result of that, of all things, right? We just have to get our default right. Our default is not humanity, who we really are. Our default, who we always have to remember we are, is I am. Right? But that's what we're here. We're waking. We're all waking up. That's why we're here. In different stages of it, we're all waking up, realizing, wait a minute. Yeah. But when you start acting on it, that's why I said, hey, that's why I had those ladies tell their stories. Because I want you to see, like, hey, you don't have to wait on nobody. You don't need Man, checks are in the mail. Or I'm getting my money today. That's who you are. If God don't decide, who does? I mean, I try to go around it. I try to soft shoe it and make everybody comfortable, but I don't know what else to tell you. This is who you are. You are I am. People call it God. You can call it bubble gum. I don't care what you call it. But you are the operant power of your life. You are the authority of your life. And you are wielding that authority through your consciousness, through who you're believing yourself to be, what you're telling yourself. There's no other way around it. If you want to know the truth, that's what it is. Most people ain't gonna tell you that, and most people don't want to. I want you to be free. Only the truth sets you free. Telling you that you're someone else is not the truth, and you'll never be free. That's why people go to church for decades and they're never free. Never free. Memorize the Bible front and backward, but don't even understand what it means. That's why they're never free. Just being around something don't mean you know it, don't mean you understand it, and if you don't apply it, then you'll never prove it. Right? So that's why I always say, make sure you practice. It's not about, you're not listening to me. I don't have no special outfit on. I don't make you wear one. There ain't this is just about the information. It's not about me. That's why we all participate. Right? So we understand and you go out and prove it. So whatever you can get from this, you take away from it and you apply it. Prove it. Prove what is that good and acceptable will of God. Prove it. Test yourself and see. Don't you know that Christ is in you? Christ defined in the New Testament is the power of God and the wisdom of God. Your awareness is powerful and wise. It knows. It knows how to do anything. And it's powerful, all capable. Right? So all you have to do is say, okay, that's me. Well, then I want this now. And whatever I want, I am. You can only want it because it exists, and you only want it because it exists, and it exists because you created it. It's already yours. You couldn't want something that wasn't yours. You're just not experiencing it, but it's still yours, like money in your account. Just because you're not spending it doesn't mean it's not yours. But if you don't spend it, you'll die rich. But you were still rich. You just didn't experience it because you didn't apply it. You didn't use what you had. Yes, Sparkle Bailey.
Coach, the respect that I have for these calls, you have set a new bar for a lot of us based on how we were raised in the church. And I've said this before, and I will say this again and again. The way we were taught the Bible was kind of toxic, as crazy as that may sound to say. Um, it's the truth. A lot of us were taught the Bible improperly. We were taught the Bible in a way where it did not empower us. It empowered something external from us, something that we had to beg to, or we had to minimize ourselves in order to stand in front of, and we had to worship something outside of us. Understanding that all authority and all power lives within us. That is a whole nother world. And the gratitude that I have and the appreciation I have for these calls is so powerful. This call is being played on 3 devices in my home right now. So I'm walking around the house and I can hear this call all around my house. I'm grateful that my children participate in these calls just because when thank you, Gav. Just because when Gavin goes to church on Sundays, he enjoys socializing. He enjoys the social aspect of church, the different activities that are available at the church. He enjoys the ability to network and to socialize and things like that. But there's a price that comes with some of these churches. And I was not willing to allow my family to pay that price. I told myself I'd be the last generation that had to experience the negativity that came with going to traditional types of churches. But in order for you to go to church with your grandmother, you have to be on Coach Lucky's call on Saturdays. So anytime you want to go to church on Sundays with grandma, you have to be on Coach Lucky's call just to be able to understand the Bible in a way that I'm still learning how to teach you the Bible this way. So we're going to all learn together. And he jumps up and I don't have to remind him. And he's ready to learn. He's ready to understand. And it makes me proud of the man that he's becoming because he's understanding how to rightly divide the word of truth, like the Bible says. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of Vero. I'm just proud of you all for bringing this lingo, this language together. We're all in different states, but we're all understanding. And I cannot, I'm so grateful. I really appreciate how this all came together. I really, really do. This is really beautiful.
Wonderful. Well, thank you. I'm going to show you one more thing, and then we'll have time for some questions. I'm going to show you guys one more thing. Vanessa, will you go to that third slide? Yes. Go down, please. Perfect. Yep, go down, right? You can go all the way down to the top of 5. Yeah, right there. Perfect. All right, watch this. Watch this, everybody. Last thing I'm going to show you, then I'll open up for question and answer. I wrote it down because it was actually very true. All authority and all power lies within you. All of it. All authority and all power lies within you. All of it. All of it. So if you're looking outside, if you're looking for somewhere else, all you're doing is it's like walking around your house with all the electricity inside and you walking outside trying to turn the lights on inside from outside. Like everything is inside, right? Seek first. That's why I said seek first. Go within, right? That's where everything is. All authority and all power lie within you. That is very true. All right. Let me show you one more thing. I want you guys to finish it off with this. All right. So look what it says. It says, this is what the Lord says. The Lord, right? Capital Lord, right? I'll save us a little bit of time. This is just talking about the law. It's talking about the law. It's talking about the, as a man thinks in his heart, so easy. The law of consciousness, right? Law of awareness. I am. I am. So this is what I am is telling you. This is what your consciousness is telling you. Cursed, right? Cursed. If you look at the first, so it starts off with cursed. Then in verse 7, it starts off with but blessed. So cursed and blessed are what?
Opposite.
The same.
So
The same.
we talked about blessed means what?
Blessed is to sprinkle blood, is a blood oath, a blood covenant.
So it's a covenant
Mm-hmm.
or agreement. So when you're blessed, it means you're in agreement with what?
The law.
With God, with I
The
am,
law.
with I am.
Look, the law. The law. Who is that, Monique? Who is that?
So
Yes.
I am.
Oh, get me upset. Yes. That makes. I want you to understand with yourself. When you are blessed, it's because you're in agreement with yourself. You're in agreement with your true nature, who you really are. You're in agreement. You're not in agreement with no law. You're not in agreement with no a covenant. No, it means you have an agreement with yourself. You're in agreement with yourself. You're in agreement with yourself. That is when you're blessed. You're in agreement with yourself. That's how you have peace of mind. That's how you have joy. That's how you have prosperity and abundance. It's an agreement with yourself. You know who you are. You're in agreement with yourself. Cursed. What does that mean?
You're not in agreement with
You're
yourself.
in agreement with yourself. You're not in agreement with I am. It's not true. It's cap. It's not true. When you're cursed, you're not in agreement with yourself. You're not in agreement with your awareness of being. You're not in agreement with who you really are. You may think you're something else, but that's not correct. But because you think you're something else, you're willing to start believing in things that are not correct. So that is curse means you're not in agreement with yourself. We'll just make it simplified. Blessed means you have a covenant. You're in agreement with yourself. You're not in covenant. You don't have one. You don't have an agreement. So if you don't have an agreement with somebody, how are you going to enforce it? Anybody do that? Can you enforce an agreement you don't have?
Nope. Nope.
No. So this starts off cursed. That means you already don't have an agreement. You already hit the side road. Cursed is the one who trusts in man. Well, what is man? What is it referring to here?
Monique, Sparkle Bailey, Sarita.
Which is what?
Flesh. The flesh.
The humanity. Your humanity. Your human flesh. When you're not when you love it, or not when you're a part of it, but when you're trusting in it. How can you trust in something that was created? It's not self-created, it's created. So you're putting your trust in something So you're putting your trust in, I'm just going to work more hours. I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to try harder. Trust, who puts their trust in your humanity, in your human form. And you try to draw your strength from that mere flesh. From the flesh of you drawing your strength from that. You're trying to draw your strength from that. And whose heart turns away from the Lord. I'm going a little bit faster. Whose mind, whose awareness turns away from the law, from itself. When you turn your awareness away from yourself, when you start thinking you're something else. It says person. What does person mean?
Flesh, human,
Nope.
persona,
Which means
mask.
An identity.
mask, character, essentially your human identity. Essentially, your human identity is only a mask or a character. It's only a persona. It's not real. It's what the real is living through and living as. So when you put your trust in something that's not real, you will be like a bush in the wasteland, and you will not see prosperity when it comes. You will dwell in the parched places of the desert, in the dry places of a dry place, and a salt land where no one lives. Salt is a preservative. So when Monique, you say, right, when we get into that state of mind where we say like, oh man, this is happening again. Yes, because we're in a salt land. It's because we've been preserved. We're stuck in this place. So it keeps happening. So even though it's a new day, we're in the same place. That's why the same thing keeps happening over and over. It's not because it's not a new day, but it's because we're experiencing the day from the same place. We have to move out of the desert in order to get more water. It's not that, as long as we remain in the desert, it doesn't matter whether it's Monday or Friday. It's the same place. Yes, it's the same mind. We haven't moved out of that consciousness of mind. But that consciousness of mind in this thing is talking about when you are trusting and believing in your humanity, in your flesh form to do things for you, it's not designed to do that. It's like you believe in your car to pay your taxes. It's like you believe in your car to buy you a house. It's like you believe in your house to get you a raise. You're believing in certain things that aren't designed for you to believe in. You're putting your trust in something that's not designed for that. And you're dwelling. That's what you're staying. That's why it keeps happening. It's always happening in this place. This is not a place to change. This is a place to choose somewhere else from. Oh, I'm in the desert. The desert is the desert. It doesn't change. But you pick from the desert. I want to go somewhere where there's more water. So I'm going to change. I'm going to re-identify. I'm going to drop Simon Peter and just become Peter. I'm going to re-identify myself. I'm broke in the desert to I'm rich in lavish lands. You change your concept of yourself, meaning you remember who you really are. When we forget who we are, we're cursed. We break our agreement. We forget. That's why the prodigal son ended up in the pig pen when he separated himself from his father. It's talking about when you separate yourself from I and from your awareness, you'll end up like in the pig pen. You'll end up cursed. Because when you separate yourself from I am, all you have now is your humanity. It's all you have. That's what you're going on. But your humanity doesn't have the gas for that. It doesn't have the batteries for that. It doesn't have the answers for that. It doesn't have the power for that. There's no wisdom in it or power in it. It is only wisdom and power are expressed through it, but it doesn't have it on its own. So when you trust in something that's not designed to take care of you, but that's all you can do when you are cursed, when you have separated yourself. Because you trusted in, oh, it's not what I know, it's who I know. It's not who I know, it's what I know. And my degree, and my this. Oh, I'm in a sorority, I'm in a fraternity, I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat. When you trust in the physical world as your savior, then you are going to be cursed because it's not designed to do that. Whose heart turns away from the Lord, whose heart, whose mind, whose awareness turns away from the law, from the agreement that you have. You turned away. Nothing just happened. Things happened because you turned away, not because they were going to happen anyway. So from the beginning, cursed. In verse 7, but blessed, right? So these are opposites. Blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord. So the top one, the cursed one, is the one who trusts in humanity, the one who trusts in the Lord, the one who trusts in themselves, the one who maintains their agreement that I am and there is no other, whose confidence is in him, in you. To be blessed, you have to trust yourself, the self of you, which is called I am, your awareness. Who am I? Who am I being? What am I telling myself? Who do I believe myself to be? Blessed is the one who trusts in, not out, not they, not them, not other, in. Serena and Latoya trusted in the Lord. They trusted in their awareness and the agreement that whatever you desire when you pray, believe you have received it and you will. They prayed. They said, only money comes in my mailbox. That's a prayer. It's a choice of awareness. It's your awareness choosing something. If I get this money back, I'm going to get it back. $100. Your awareness showed up. I'm not a man that I should lie, nor a son of man that I should repent. Your awareness doesn't lie, it doesn't sleep, it doesn't slumber, it doesn't fail. Right? So you're blessed when you're in awareness, when you're in agreement with your awareness, when your confidence is in it, in him, in you, in I am. You will be like a tree planted by the water. The other person is like a bush in the wasteland. You'll be like a tree planted by the water when you trust in you, in the awareness of whatever I tell myself is true is true. And if I tell myself I'm rich and all my bills are paid, what do I need to be looking at my app for? What do I need to be looking at this or that for? I am, period. And I will continue to be until that which I am is perfectly physically expressed in my world. I am what I said I am, and I will continue that. I will remain in that in mind. I will continue to identify myself with that, as that, being that. I don't care what I see. I don't care what it looks like, feels like. I am that. I'm not denying what it looks like and feels like. I'm not denying that. I'm not denying it. That's why I chose something else, because I understand it. But I also understand I am what I said I am. And I don't need that to confirm that for me. I am the creator. It's not a creator. It's creative. It can't show me something different before I choose. So blessed is the man, right, whose trust is in the Lord, whose confidence is in. For they're like a tree planted. They're a tree planted in what? Water. You're planted in the truth. You're planted in the sustaining power of life. You're planted there. It's not a momentary success. That's why I was happy for Serena and Latoya, because they proved something to themselves. And I'm going to say it this way. And if they're smart, they'll stay there. They'll keep doing it while they're hot. They're like, you know what? Yeah, that worked. What else can I get? Keep going, strike while the iron's hot. While your emotion, right, your energy and motion is fired up and turned on. You've proven it. Like, what else can I get? Well, only this happens now, and that stops happening. I'm going to keep the momentum going. You play sports at all, you realize how powerful momentum is. Momentum is a huge thing, right? And so when you have your emotions evoked like that because you won and you got proof, then you should apply it all, spread it out like butter on everything. This is now the thing, and this is the thing. What else? Hurry up. This is the thing, right? Strike while the iron's hot. Start telling yourself this is the way it is. Because you're planted by that. You're a tree planted in the water. Right? Blessed the man who's trusting God, and you be like a tree planted by the water, whose roots spread out by the river. Your roots spread out by the river. You're rooted. You're rooted in this water. You're rooted in success. You're rooted in prosperity. You're rooted in life. You're rooted in life. You're rooted there. You're stayed there. You're stuck there. The other place you're stuck too. You're a salt in the desert. That's a preserve. You're stuck in the desert. Over here, you're stuck in the water. So if you want to be stuck in the desert, just keep believing is what you not what you know and who you know. Keep believing they, them, other, out. Keep believing out. Out will leave you in the desert. It's just what it is. In will leave you in the water. Both will leave you. They will put you in a place and keep you there. They both do the same thing. They're just in different places. But they're both doing this. It works the same. It's not personal. It's not good or bad, right or wrong. It just is what it is. So you have to figure out which one is good for you. Planted by the water, whose roots spread out by the river, and they will not fear when heat comes. Yeah, you'll see the heat, but you won't have any fear because heat is just an external expression. But you'll have no fear when heat comes, when COVID comes, when recessions come, when this comes, because you have no fear when heat comes, because your leaf is always green. Your leaf, your expression of your consciousness is always winning. It's always green because you're planted in the water. You're rooted. And you'll have no worries in a year of drought, for your leaf is always green. This is supposed down in both places, you're always. You got to figure out whether you want to always be in the desert or always be in the water. Whether you always want to be dry and thirsty, whether you always want to be wanting, wishing, needing, or whatever else, or whether you want to be in water where you're having and you're being, where things are the way you want them to be. And it's constantly maintained. It's not something for you to create. It's just a choice for you to go there. Anybody ever been to Vegas in July? Does anybody have to wonder if it's hot? Did anybody have to bring a heater with them? Anybody have to figure out how is it going to get hot out here? You go to where it is. It's very simple. You don't have to create anything. All you have to do is go to where that thing already is, the way it is. You don't change things. You're not fixing anything. You're not changing anything. Creation is finished. You're not changing anything, fixing anything. All you're doing is choosing what experience you're going to have. Desert is going to be the desert, whether you're there or not. It ain't personal. It just feels like it if you're there involuntarily. Water is going to be water, whether you're there or not. It's just whether you like it or you don't. But it is what it is. You're not changing anything. All you're doing is in changing your life. All you're doing is choosing what environment you want to be in, what thing you want to express for yourself. But blessed means you have an agreement. You're in agreement with yourself, with your awareness of being. Cursed is when you're not. It's only you doing it to you. Well, I want to go. But if you look at Jeremiah 29:11, it talks about how I am says, the thoughts I think of you are right, are of peace and are good. I only think peace and good. Well, God is judging me. God is doing this. I only think thoughts of peace for you and love for you. Right? Sarita will tell you. Sarita, what does it say?
For I know the thoughts that I have towards you, saith the Lord, the thoughts of peace and not evil, and to give you an expected end. It's different versions too.
Yeah,
For I know the plans I have for you,
yes.
plans to prosper you and not to harm you,
Right.
and to give you a hope and an expected end. That's a different version, but
God is judging me. God is testing me. God hates me. God is punishing me. I know thoughts like you. Who the hell told you that? That's not what I said. So where do people get all this stuff from? I know the thoughts I think of you. How are you going to tell me what I think? What kind of foolishness is this? I know the thoughts I think of you. It's always good. Your awareness is always thinking good thoughts of you. You don't think good thoughts of you. No, you're judging you. You're doing all this stuff and blaming it on God. You're doing it. If God ain't doing nothing to you, God brought you here to do something to you, to do something to itself. What kind of foolishness is that? No, you're doing this to you because you're cursed. Because you're cursed because you turned away. You've lost your identity. You lost your mind. But we're here to reclaim it. We're here. We are the prodigal son. We've hit the U-turn and be like, hey, I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. And you get the fatted calf slaying. You get the robe back, the ring back, the staff back, the sandals back. You get it all back. It was never taken from you. You abandoned it. Your heart turned away from the Lord. It just means you made a mistake. You just forgot who you were. That's okay. It ain't judging you. It ain't mad at you. Right? You remember who you are. I am. I am the Messiah, the Son of the living God. Everything's supposed to work out for me. I'm the one working it out. Everything is working for me. Everything is always going my way. That's what you start telling yourself. I always have more than enough. All the world means me well and treats me kindly. Everyone is a link in the chain of my good. I'm always prioritized and preferred and chosen. I'm always loved, honored, respected, and supported by everyone on the planet. Everyone loves me. You're not talking to anyone else. You're only talking to yourself. You're the only one that has to have an agreement with yourself. Keep your mouth closed outwardly and start speaking inwardly. Shut up that way. Start talking this way, that way. You're spending all your time trying to convince everyone else and you're not convinced. That's why you care what they think, because you care what you think and you know you ain't thinking right. How am I going to do it? Well, what do they think? Well, of course, I care what they think. If I couldn't think, somebody got to do it. Right? All right. Questions, comments.
Pew, 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 pew. What Tamika be saying, Coach, you popped off today. This was dope. This was a needed reminder. This was so dope. This was dope. I don't have a question. I'm just hyped. Like, thank you for reminding me of my power. Thank you. This was dope.
Wonderful. Glad you liked it. Thank you for coming.
I second that emotion.
Well,
But
since
yeah,
we
this is awesome.
go ahead, sorry.
No, you're good.
Thank you, Coach. Cardi B got a song that goes, "Hello, it's me, hello." So yeah, I'm gonna be bumping that all week. Thank you.
There you go. There you go. You'll see. You'll see everything is waiting for you, but you only see who you're being. There's creation's finished. You only see who you're being. So when you're being someone who can't see, you can't see that what you want is staring you right in the face, right? When you change who you're being, you change what you're seeing. It changes. It's not that it didn't exist or that you're creating it or that you have to go get it or find it. It's just you can't see it, right? That's why it says nothing is lost. Nothing is lost in God's holy mountain. Nothing's ever lost. We just go from the person who's seeing it to the person who doesn't. But where could that thing be that God is not? God is omnipresent. So where could anything be? How could anything be lost if God is everywhere? So where could anything be that I am is not? So there's nothing missing, there's nothing lacking, there's nothing lost. We just lose our ability to see it when we're cursed, meaning when we detach ourselves from our divinity, when we forget who we are. That's all it is. So now reattaching your divinity, you as a prodigal son, like, hey, I'm back. What? The king didn't say, man, I sold your stuff. Oh, your room, man, been taking over. Your cousin came over. They got your room now. Your stuff isn't missing. Your stuff isn't gone. Your stuff isn't lost. It is right where you left it. But since you left it, guess what? You can come back and get it. Yeah, I'm back. Your girl is back. Your girl is back. I'm back to reclaim all my fame, right? And you'll see. You'll be walking with that staff and that ring on and that robe and those sandals on. You will see that your awareness is welcoming you with open arms. Yeah, let's get this popping now. We're back, right? And you'll see. And so I'm so excited for you because to know who you are is all you need to know. Everything else follows. Anything else? Anyone else? Glad to see all of you here. It's wonderful to have you.
Just wanted to say thank you, Coach Lucky, again, getting me ready for my varsity season. My first scrimmage is on the 31st of January. It's like the last day of January. So, I'm just racking up these calls day by day, weekend by weekend, and just applying them into real life. So I appreciate you. Will have a great varsity season for baseball. Will have a lot of fun, and will develop and get better. So I'm just very thankful for you. Thank you for your wise words, and God bless everybody here.
Wonderful. It is as you say it is. As you say it is, that's how it shall be. So that's you are life itself. There is no life. It's only you and being pushed out. There's no life. There's no movie. There's no movie on the screen. The movie is put on the screen. The screen doesn't have a movie. The screen just reflects the movie that's being projected on it. Right. So there is no life out there. It's what's being projected on it from I am. Then we call it life once it's shown outside. But we are life itself. So things are as we say they are. Right. So it's wonderful. Excellent. All right. Anyone else before we let you all go? Trust we got it and we're going to apply it.
Hello everyone. I would just like to say thank you for your powerful words and for the reminder on who we are and the reminder that that is enough.
That is enough because that's all there is. You're all that is. If God ain't enough, then it's a wrap. It's over. You are all that is. There is no other. You are I am, and there is no other. When it talks about that, like in Isaiah and even I think in Deuteronomy somewhere, you are all that is. You are all that is. You are all there is. There is no other. You have no equal. You have no counterpart. You have no opposition. You have no competition. You are the creator of all things, including opposition, competition, counterparts. You're the creator of everything. There is no other beside you. Nothing exists without your creation, right? Without your awareness of being. And so there is no other. You are all that is. So whatever you tell yourself it is, it is. However you tell yourself it goes, because you have nothing to counteract you. You have nothing to say no, or maybe not, or wait, or later, or tomorrow. You are whatever you are whatever you tell yourself you are. Things are whatever you tell yourself you are. And then things become to reflect what you are being, right? So absolutely, you are all that is. There is no other. You're not fighting against anything except what you believe to be. And that is basically what humanity's done, is created an antagonist, right? It's created an opposition to awareness, right? Believing itself to be something else, but it's not. It's not. It's not. There's only one consciousness. There's only one power. There's only one authority, and all authority and all power lies within you. As Sparkle Bailey said, it's true. All power, all authority lies within you. There is no other. And if all of us said to ourselves, if just a little bit of homework, I want you to all sit down and say to yourself, look, if what I said actually went, and whatever I told myself is true, if what I said actually went, if there was no one to stop me from anything, if I can have whatever I wanted and there's no one to stop me, there's no one had to agree, believe, no one tried to stop. If literally whatever I told myself is true, what would I tell myself? If whatever you told yourself was true is true and it came true, what would you tell yourself? And if you look at that and you said, and you made a choice, I want you to make a choice. And then I also want you to look at how different that choice actually is compared to the choices you're making every day. You're settling for pennies when you could have millions. You're settling for thousands when you could have billions. You're settling for mediocre health when you could have full health. You're settling for working for somebody else when you could have your own business. I'm saying you're settling for something you don't want when you could just as easily get what you do want. One is not harder than the other. It's just the belief that one is. But your belief is what's making you choose what you choose, and that's why you have what you have. But if you could say to yourself, you know what? If I could actually have anything I wanted, and there was no one to tell me no, what would I choose? And realizing, like, man, that's a lot different than what I'm actually choosing. But it's because we believe that there is something else. We believe it's our boss can stop us, or we believe the thing that was made can stop the maker. How insane is that? That's like you buying a car and the car telling you can't get out. Or you talking about, I want to go to the store, and the car's like, nah, I'm not really feeling that. That's not a good situation, right? So I want you to sit down and say to yourself, because I just want you to tell yourself the truth. Sit down and tell yourself the truth. I can have anything I want. What is it? Just make it simple. I'm not even going to play with you today. I can have anything I want. What is it? What I'm telling you is the truth. So now, if you want to play with it and massage it and make yourself feel better, well, maybe if you want to do all that, do all that. I'm just telling you the truth. Sit down. I can have whatever I want. What is it? And whatever you choose, you identify yourself with having that. Don't tell nobody. Don't ask nobody. Don't get in agreement with anybody. Keep it to yourself. You have hard enough time managing your own self. Don't bring anybody else in on it. Just do it for yourself. And you'll see. I want to do something that you can believe for yourself right now. I'm not saying you got to, but tell yourself something of meaning. I want to see if I want $1,000 by the end of the day. I wanted this or that. Whatever you feel like you can really put your mind to, and see. And then take a look at that thing and say, damn, if I really could have whatever I wanted, I'd pick this. Well, why am I picking that? You'll realize why there's a separation between what you want and how you live. Because you're not willing to tell yourself what you want. You're just willing to settle for how you live. But you choose and settling. Just like you could have chose 1,000,000, you chose 100. You settling, right? So that'll get a little homework for you. That'll be good. All right. Vanessa, anything you want to say before everybody's gone?
Just want to thank everyone for coming. Today was a great call. It was awesome. I love seeing the excitement on everyone and hearing the stories of how you're choosing and deciding, and and witnessing it. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty inspirational for me too. So I love it, love it, love it. And then yeah, if today was, you know, good for you, every Saturday is, imagine what it would be working with Coach Lucky a little more. I did put the link for the youth circle in the chat. We meet on Tuesdays, Fridays, and then you get a one-on-one with Coach Lucky weekly. But yeah, aside from that, we're here every Saturday, so slide through, invite your friends, and I'm grateful for every single one of you.
Yes. Wonderful. Well, happy Saturday, everyone. Let's get out there. We practice here. Let's go out and play. Go check that mailbox, right? Go out there and find you some money in the store. Go out there, look in that mirror, be like, champ is here, right? The champ is here. That's it. Pump yourself up, slap some baby oil in your face. I don't know what you need to do. Go out there and start telling yourself the truth now. It's showtime. It's game time. No more games, no more playing around, no more waiting around, waiting on the Lord. We ain't doing that. You can do that somewhere else, not here. You are the Lord. You are the law. You are the Son of the living God. You are the Messiah. You are what you're waiting on, looking for, and all the other stuff. Act like it, and you'll see it, right? You are the truth. You are the way. You are the life forever. You have the victory in all things, right? So this is what it is. Do some push-ups, whatever you need to do, right? So happy Saturday, everyone. It's good to see you all. Thank you so much for coming and allowing me to yell at you for 2 hours. It's wonderful. I've lost probably about 2.5 pounds, but it's all good. It's wonderful. It's my own little extra workout every Saturday. So thank you all. Have a wonderful day, wonderful week. We practice, go out there and play. Look forward to seeing you all next weekend with some more good news. Get to hear some more good news.